What is going on, guys? Panther here, and we are very excited to bring you finally week 1 of the Pokemon for Glory Next Generation battle video against All Blitz Teemo and the California Castforms. So if you haven't checked it out already, be sure to check out our draft analysis video. Check out our full team of 11 Mons plus Z Crystal that we had to draft, and of course, this is our week 1 battle video, so this will be the first video that goes up in the playlist here. So these videos will be dropping every Friday. This one is a post-com. This will probably be a mix of post-com and live-com this season, just depending upon how free I am. It's a little bit easier just to post-com it, just because I can concentrate more on the battle and just do this later and just kind of talk about my plays a little bit. But anyways, so you can see the 6 we are bringing up on the screen. We're bringing our Sylveon, our Salazzle, our Mandibuzz, our Jellicent, our Terrakion, and our Mega Metagross. So looking across the other side, Teemo has a very threatening team with the Cloyster, the Steelix, the Sableye, the Infernape, Mega Altaria, and Galvantula. So this is definitely a combination of 6 that I thought he could bring. I definitely thought he could bring Sticky Webs. I was kind of forced to bring Mandibuzz just for that reason, because I felt like my Terrakion was really important in this battle, just because it helped me revenge kill that Mega Altaria at +1, because I am carrying the Poison Jab. I thought Sableye would come just so it could be a combination of Sableye and Steelix, just so it would be a check to my Mega Metagross, because Mega Metagross really just shredded him otherwise, minus those 2, of course. The Cloyster was a little bit of a surprise. I'm not, because it broke down my defensive core pretty good in Goodra, Mandibuzz. And Sylveon was low enough, Sylveon, after the Shell Smash. But I felt like I could handle his combination of Mons here. The Infernape was scary. I didn't know what kind of Infernape he would bring, but I do have a very good counter to it in my Jellicent, who is Wakan Berry. And something that you'll notice is that Salazzle actually just kind of 6-0s his team. And that he really had no counter for it on his entire roster. He had like a Clefable and things like that he chose not to bring, which is pretty understandable because Salazzle just puts in a lot of work here in this matchup. So we're going to go ahead and jump into things here. Just looking at his team, I really thought the Galvantula could be a lead. Maybe the Infernape just to U-turn out and get some momentum. If he chose to lead Steelix, I had 2 excellent switch-ins to it in my Jellicent and my Mandibuzz. So I wasn't really afraid of lead. I thought Sylveon would be my best lead, because if you did choose to get a Sticky Web up, I was going to do an incredible amount of damage with my Sylveon to the Galvantula. So I felt like Trixie was going to be my best lead overall. So we do lead with our Trixie here. He ends up leading with his Cloyster. So this makes me think it's some type of Sash suicide lead, maybe with T-Spikes, which would have been a good bring on his part. So he just decides to Shell Smash turn 1, actually. We don't see the White Herb or anything like that, so this does actually reveal that he is Focus Sash. Otherwise, he wouldn't have Shell Smashed on me. I go ahead and Hyper Voice here just because I want to get it down to its Sash either way. This would have taken it down to its Stash regardless of the stat drops or not. So here we do predict the Icicle Spear, and I go, actually, I could have went Jellicent, but I didn't want to take the Icicle Spear then Rock Blast, because it was really important. So I go Mega Metagross, because I know I can take the Icicle Spear. It's going to do about 45%, 40%, somewhere around in there. And I can revenge kill it with a Bullet Punch from Mega Metagross, if he chooses to stay in, of course. So he does reveal to be Skill Link, of course. No point in having any other ability on Cloyster. But we're just going to fire off the Bullet Punch on the following turn. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and nice and mega up this power that is Mega Metagross. Really excited to use it here this season. Hope it's worth those 140 points, of course. But fire off that Bullet Punch, and we do pick up that KO on Cloyster right there. So Tafiti, that is a Moana reference. Shout out to my 3-year-old daughter for me knowing that. But he goes into Steelix again. I have such a robust defensive backbone with Mandibuzz, Sylveon, and Jellicent. So I have a lot of counters to this thing. I could have went Mandibuzz here. Mandibuzz isn't going to be able to touch this thing back, but I can go ahead and start chipping down this Steelix. So I don't want him to get his Stealth Rocks here. So I just fire off the Taunt here on this turn, I do believe. And the good thing is that I fire off a Toxic I'm sorry. I forgot about that, and I missed the toxic. That's why I don't remember it. I figured I fired off the taunt there, though. But this does allow this thing to get the sticky webs up. Yep, do believe. And but we're able to threaten this thing out. We're going to be able to take whatever he wants to throw out to us with my Sylveon here. So I do predict the Steelix to come in, but I just want to go ahead and get whatever damage I can off on this thing, because this will open up the door for my Mega Metagross later in the game. So whatever chip is going to be really good on the Steelix. So just want to kind of keep that in mind there. So I know this thing coming in, he can Toxic me, but this gives me the opportunity to defog away the sticky webs. Or if he wants to set up his rocks, I can just defog them all at the same time. I'm not really concerned about the Toxic on Mandibuzz because I'm not going to stay in a lot. My job really is just to make sure these webs aren't here to stay, because my offensive threats like Mega Metagross and Salazzle just really put in a lot of work once certain mobs are gone. And in this case, if I can get Steelix out of there, then my Mega Metagross really just has a lot of fun with this team. And I do have a pretty cool Mega Metagross. He had like Quagsir, which I thought would be his switch in. I brought Grass Knot on the Quagsir. He also has a Kartana as well. And we do have HP Fire for the Kartana. So, anyways, we're able to get rid of the sticky webs here, and my Jellicent can just really eat this thing up for days. So I have no reason not to go out into my Jellicent here. I don't want to get too worn down by the Toxic. So he goes out into the Sableye, which is fine because I actually just fire off a Scald here, hoping that he would stay in. And we're kind of fishing for a burn here on the Sableye. I do not get it, but we are able to do about 35% to that thing and put it in a position where it can't stay in and take another one. It would be forced to recover or something like that at that point. But I have a great counter to this thing. I can go right out into my Sylveon, and again, I can sit in here for days. And at this point, I have a choice that I can make. I can fire off another Hyper Voice to weaken that Steelix, because there's no way he's going to stay in, or I can make this double out here because I was pretty confident the Steelix was going to come in. So this is the matchup that I want. But while I'm sitting here thinking about it before I clicked my move, I was like, if this thing's Aqua Berry, I could be in for a lot of trouble. So I want to see if he's going to stay in or not. That's what I want to see. Because if he stays in, that kind of reveals to me that he's Aqua. So he EQs here, and that kind of tells me that he's Aqua. I still don't know the set on this thing. I'll have to catch his video to find out what exactly he was. But as you can see just from team matchup here, my Salazzle is just a monster for him to face. And I didn't want to lose it on some type of lure. So that's the information I wanted there. I don't know if he's Aqua, like I said, yet, but that kind of tells me that he is. So, again, we have just switches for days into this thing. I predicted him to switch out there. That's why I taunted. I wanted to prevent those sticky webs, because last time he did go out into the Galvantula. So, as you can see, my Jellicent's kind of getting low here. I'm forced to recover here, and I think he just stays in and EQs again just to put me in a position to where I'm low. Because Jellicent's really important in this battle, because it's the only thing really stopping his Infernape. If I get too low, Infernape's just in a position where it can flick like Flare Blitz or Earthquake and really do a lot of damage to my team. So I don't want that. So he stays in, keeps me nice and low, and then he's able to go back out into the Spider. I do believe I Scald here, though. So I'm able to break this thing's potential Focus Sash, because I don't know its item yet. So break a potential Sash on this thing, and I do predict the Sticky Web right here. So I go out to Trixie again, because if he wants to Thunder or Sticky Web, I feel like this is my best middle ground play. And as you can see, this Thunder does quite a bit to my Sylveon. So he reveals to be Life Orb right there. So I can really just wish back up here and not be too much of a problem unless I get paralyzed. And unfortunately I do get the paralysis right there, but it's 30%, so what can you really expect? So that is what it is. I am able to get my wish off, but it makes my Sylveon a lot less useful here now, to be completely honest. I do get my Protect off, so I'm able to get up to a decent amount of HP, but I make a very, very risky switch here on this next play. So what I wanted is, I wanted him to keep thundering me in hopes that he would get a full para. I make a huge risk here and go into my Terrakion, because I need to get rid of this thing. At this point, I just need to get rid of this thing because it really opens the door if this thing's gone. No webs for Metagross and Salazzle. So I go into my Terrakion, praying for no para, and he gets the para on me, unfortunately. So he does get the para. Terrakion's basically useless now. I mean, it is scarfed, but I just stay in here and sack it off. It was probably an unnecessary risk on my part. I got a little impatient, and I shouldn't have. I probably should have just like sacked off Sylveon at that point, because it really had served its purpose. I could deal with Salazzle, deal with Sableye in other ways, but I am able to come in here. He has a Sucker Punch, so good tech on his part to get a little bit of chip on my my Salazzle. Nice Kyle A here coming in and picking up a clean kill. So it claims his first life of the season. And we're in pretty good shape. We're up 5-4 at this point, getting rid of the Sticky Web and the Cloyster. So he goes back out into the Steelix, and it's like, man, the way he is playing this thing it just screams Occaberry. So like he's trying to lure me, I really feel like, just to do that. And he EQs again, so it's like I'm almost positive that he's Akka on this thing. So, you know, it was good prep on his part just in trying to catch me with that. But I couldn't stay in and risk my Salazzle, because my Salazzle just does so much work to this team. And especially when I have such a great switch into this thing in Jellicent and in my Mandibuzz. So, able to get up to a decent amount of HP with the recover. He EQs again just to force me back down to half. So he either forces me to recover again here. I figured he would predict that for me to recover again and maybe try to chip me. So I go ahead and fire off a Scald again, because now this thing is in range next time of a Flamethrower from Salazzle. I was expert built on Salazzle, so there was no Occaberry set that could live from this range. So we were in pretty good shape after that damage, because then we could recover up. And we're perfectly fine, because we're out of range of Infernape at this point. Even if he's like Z Thunder Punch, I don't remember a Z Crisp off the top of my head, but even if he is Z Thunder Punch or something like that, I'm still in very good shape because I have the Wakan Berry. And if he is Z Move and not Scarf, then my Metagross can deal with it, and my Salazzle can deal with it as well. So, like I said, pretty decent shape here. So I go out to my Sylveon, and now I can get off a Hyper Voice, I do believe, at this point. Or do I wish here? Let's see. He goes Rafiki. I believe I get full Parrot here, because I don't think anything happens. No, I make a double. Okay, I make a double. Go out into Salazzle. And I was hoping he would go Steelix here, and I could pick up another kill. But I'm afraid of the Scarf. I believe he Flare Blitzes here, actually. He Flare Blitzes predicting, most likely predicting my Mandibuzz there. I wanted to scout for the EQ, so that did kind of tell me that that he was Scarf, because he did stay in, because I could have definitely been the Poison EMC and knocked him out. So, is what it is there. I go out into my Mandibuzz, and at this point my Mandibuzz is pretty worn down. Just the way kind of he's playing just really made it seem like it was Scarf. I felt like Scarf was a good bring against me too, just to revenge kill my Metagross. So I got into my Jellicent, who can definitely eat that up. And I'm at a point to where I can just recover up here and stay at a nice and good amount of health. Jellicent really came in clutch this match. It just sponged so many hits. Actually, I choose to Scald there, and I guess fishing for a burn or something like that. As you can see, we still do not get it. That's our... I don't know how many Scalds without a burn. Unfortunately, we get the Thunder Paralysis, but not the Scald burns or anything like that. But that's okay. So I got into my Mandibuzz, and this is actually a sack here. I'm wanting to go down, because I'm wanting a safe switch out into Salazzle, because I really want it to be time for it to start putting in some work. My team sponged a lot of these hits, and I really felt like that. I needed to apply some more pressure, because I was really getting nowhere with my walls in. I needed to get my heavy hitter in my Metagross or in my Salazzle, and just really start pressuring the rest of his team. So I go into the Mandibuzz, and I believe I'm just at a point where I'm just trying to sack it off here. I get the Toxic off on this thing, so nice little bit of chip over the course of this. I could Roost. Again, I definitely could Roost, but I'm not wanting that. I'm wanting to get him at a good range of health, so I can freely come in with Salazzle and put in some work. So one thing that I had thought about during the battle that my friend Hugo had actually warned me of is So I send in my Salazzle here, and I want a nasty plot up because I want to apply that pressure. I want to immediately apply that pressure. So one thing I had actually thought about is that I should have ran Oblivious instead of Corrosion here, because if he would have taunted me, I wouldn't have been able to get my nasty plot up, and I would have been able to apply a little bit less pressure to his team. But actually, I think I flamethrowed for that exact reason, because I thought he would taunt me. But anyways, I should have ran Oblivious so I wouldn't have had to have worried about that. So it would have been a good bring to listen to the ACC on that one, but you know, is what it is. Also, I don't know why my Salazzle has Sludge Bomb. I thought I selected Sludge Wave, but that's on me. It doesn't really matter here. It's only 5 base power less, so I'm not really too worried about that. The Salazzle picks up its second kill of the match, and I'm feeling pretty good here. So, don't know what he's going to do here. I just want to go out in a Trixie. I want to be safe because I know my Jellicent just walls this thing completely. I'm actually also at half health too, so I want to be sure that I'm able to take whatever this thing can throw at me and get a nice recovery back up. So he goes out into the Trixie. I go out into Trixie here, just sacking it off to the Infernape. And we are at a position where it's Mega Metagross, Jellicent, and my Salazzle against Infernape, Steelix, and the Mega Altaria. So it's really coming down to the wire here. We will figure out how we play this end game and see who comes out on top here. So I know he's locked into the Earthquake here, and I know that he's going to withdraw, presumably into the Mega Altaria. He actually goes into Steelix, I guess just trying to sack it off. But I'm able just to get a good recover up and get to an excellent amount of health. I'm sure he is wanting to go out into the Mega Altaria just to ensure that nothing crazy happens here or anything like that. No burns or anything. I don't know if he had Heal Bell or Facade or what exactly he had. But Dragon Dance Altaria really would have put in work against me right here. I would have been forced to really rely on Metagross or a Scald Burn from Jellicent. I think I actually go for the Toxic here just for that reason. Because if he is the Dragon Dance version, I should be able to just kind of play around it. Because if he's like bulky Dragon Dance, I'm in a lot of trouble. But if he doesn't have the Heal Bell, then I should be able to seal the game here with that Toxic. So because I can stay at a good amount of HP. Like even if he had like Roost, if he was Dragon Dance, he was forced to be like Dragon Dance, Earthquake, and then Return or Facade or whatever. But he reveals to be special, and at this point I know he's not Dragon Dance or anything like that, so I should be in very good shape to be able to win this one here. So he is Cotton Guard. I go hard into Mega Metagross just to kind of scout and see what he wants to do and pressure him to force him to make a decision here. I definitely was not expecting the Cotton Guard. But go ahead and fire off the Meteor Mash and faster. I know it's still going to do a lot. He has the Fire Blast. I know he could have that or the Flamethrower, and he probably would. But that is okay because I've put him in range of my Salazzle's Sludge Bomb here at this point. So Salazzle is going to pick up a kill here at this point in the game. I did not believe that Infernape could switch in. So I'd fire off my Sludge Bomb, pick up the kill on the Altaria. And then the only move that Infernape can lock himself into is going to be Earthquake, because I believe he was Earthquake, U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Close Combat. So he's got to lock himself into the Earthquake. My Jellicent can definitely eat those up. So I just go out into my Jellicent. I'm at full. You'll see how little this actually does to a mostly defensive Jellicent. And yeah, this does like 50. Yeah, this does 53 damage. So Jellicent can definitely wall this thing. Even a crit on the next turn wouldn't have even mattered or anything like that. I'm able to just fire off the Scald and pick up the kill on the Rafiki here. And that should be a good game to you Oblitz team up. But anyways, that was a really good battle. Great way to start the season with a nice 2-0 win. Jellicent and Salazzle really came in clutch there at the end. So, but thank you for the good battle again, Timo. Good luck to you the rest of the season, man. But anyways, guys, these battles will be up every Friday. Like I said, don't know if it'll be post-com or live-com. Just kind of stick with me on that, and we'll see how the season goes. But again, I just want to say thank you to Kyle A, Under the Radar, and Links Forte for inviting me to P4G Next Generation. And really excited to see how we can do against some of the best battlers around that I know. Seeing how we do this season, hopefully we're able to represent well. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you.